Now I'm curious because like I don't get as many comic creators on here as I'd like. Um, Most of the people I talk to are end up being like pulp fiction writers. What are the issues that I think are different in the say comic book space than would be with the the just the general fiction space?
Um, I don't know if I could tell you that because I don't generally read general fiction. I kind of just stick to comic books. It's my forte. Um, I'm not sure what's going on in that area.
I mean, pretty much the same kind of stuff at any rate. I know a lot of one of the big things the past couple of years has been a lot of like the awards, or I think the awards that they give out in science fiction and things like that have been kind of taken over by a particular sect of the populace. Lots of people have been blacklisted. I think they change. I think they should change the name of an award that they've been giving out forever because someone had a bad past or something like that. Just that kind of dumb shit. And people not feeling comfortable to create in the space that they've created forever. Or feeling like, or on the consumer side of things, you get a lot of people feeling like I'm not getting the creations that I want because the only things that are being allowed to be created by the people of money are in a very particular vein, and frankly, usually not that good. So, does that sound like any of the kind of things that you've seen happening in the comic book space?
Sounds pretty familiar.
I think it's affected pretty much every. I mean, I come out all this like I've been a musician for years, and kind of watch the same stuff happen to us a different degree in music. I think the one difference is that with music, it kind of because everything happened about 20 years earlier when we were able to make music more on ourselves and not need the labels. It kind of had blown up the industry before all of like the woke stuff started trickling in. So now I'm curious. You have you have your own book. You you've mentioned obviously that your own book doesn't pay as well as like say working for other people. Is it doesn't pay as well, or is it like the paycheck that you can't rely on kind of the situation? I'm curious.
Um, a little bit of both. It depends on how much it makes when it's crowdfunding. Um, when you have to order the book and pay for shipping and all that, it depends on how much is left over, and then you get to split it with the writer. So it depends on what's left over, if how good the paycheck is. But I get paid in one lump sum from that, as opposed to you know uh, getting paid per page on someone else's book.
So I know I hand this in. There's a paycheck coming my way because it's not mine. Um, when you're doing the crowdfunding thing, what is a what does the lead up experience look like to that? You create the book like ahead of time, start the crowdfunding to see if you can get it paid for. How does that work?
In a perfect world, you'd have the book done before you crowdfund, but nowadays it's you're crowdfunding to get the book done. So you do a couple of pages on spec to put up on the website in order to get funding to do the book.
Okay, and I'm curious why you say that in a perfect world. Um, like so for my and from where I'm at as a marketer, like if I have someone who's going to be producing a book, you I would say you should start promoting at least 6 months before you ever finish the book because you should be spending all of that time getting people hyped up for the thing that's going to come. Like the idea is that you want to have people salivating kind of in a frenzy for the day that man can I finally go push this buy button for this thing. Spending that time building up email lists and getting people kind of into your space. If you're doing it right, getting people out there actually promoting for you is the thing you really want to try and leverage. Um, yeah, and the beauty of it being is that you don't want to sink, I guess, find yourself sinking a lot of time and energy into something that doesn't look like it's going to move anyways. So I'm just curious on like, why you feel like that in a perfect world you'd have the whole thing done. It seems like you're doing a whole hell of a lot of work for nothing at that point, like just hoping that things will kind of come through at the end.
Yeah, it's it has the benefit of having it done has the benefit of letting backers know that this book won't take as long to come out. It'll take 2 3 months, however long it takes for the printer to get it done and to you.
As opposed to like I had Joe Ball on with his book Death, Death, Death. That's he said it's 300 pages and he's been working on fulfilling for 2 years because he's still got to finish the damn book.
Right, right. So if you have it the other way around when you're funding to produce the book, then the backers have to wait that time. They have to wait that production time, and then they also have to wait for the shipping time. So it's just added time on it. So why I say in a perfect world that the book would be done so that there's less time for the backers to wait.
So you're thinking of it as a perfect world for like the consumer themselves, so they don't have to feel like they're getting
Correct.
dicked around. Okay, that's actually an interesting thought. I wouldn't have considered it. I guess I've spent so much time on the other side of things. Like, well, how do we not do as much work as I can without making money for it? Because I got a wife and a kid, and I got to pay for food. Um, in the past, obviously, you've gone through some crowdfunding cycles. What has that looked like for you? Like, how do you prepare for that, or what do you know that you need to have ready for that to start?
As far as what goes on the website,
Just in general, like say, so you're gonna start, you're gonna have a crowdfund campaign. What do you need before you go and like go to Kickstarter and you go fund my comic wherever you're gonna go to start that? What are the things that you have to have in place to feel comfortable pushing that start button?
well, you have to have at least 5 pages to put on the website to show people what they're going to get into. It can be random or they can be sequential. Um, you have to have a good synopsis of the book to put on there, um, and your spiel about selling it should be pretty good too. So those 3 things in order for me to be comfortable, in order to push the go button.
Okay, I'm interested. What does your spiel? No, you're okay. I'm also the audio editor on here, so I can cut that right out.